So, good evening, everybody. I am Dipanjan Ghosh. I want to discuss very few questions, very few problems students have faced during the time of reading of asexual reproduction process. The first is parthenogenesis. We know the egg itself produces its own individual. And parthenogenesis are of two types. Basically, one is natural parthenogenesis, another is the artificial parthenogenesis. And that natural parthenogenesis can be of two types. One can be haploid natural parthenogenesis, another may be diploid natural parthenogenesis. Haploid natural parthenogenesis, that is, here we have seen that basically found in case of honeybee, where we see that by the meiosis process, that they are basically by the formations of zygote twin. We know basically female and worker, that is the female honeybee and worker. Honeybee is actually produced by the formations of twin, whereas in case of male or in case of drone, the the unfertilized egg, that is, it will remain in haploid nature. That is the haploid parthenogenesis. And in artificial parthenogenesis is another process. It is basically found in some very few specific condition. Whenever there is a particular stimulus or there is a certain temperature, then that type of artificial parthenogenesis happen. So this is about parthenogenesis, and there is another questions. When amoeba we go through the multiple divisions. Basically, we know amoeba is actually go through binary fissions, but there is very few situations that we not in favor of amoeba. Then amoeba we form the cyst formations is actually found that time. That is, there are 3 layers actually formed, and the nucleus remain to the interior portions there. Where the nuclei is actually divide itself and produce the multiple nuclei within the cyst, and by formation of pseudosporio renu, they will go through the multiple division process. Though there are two types of multiple division. One is the by cyst forming multiple division, and is the non-cyst forming division. And another is questions is the endogenous and exogenous budding. Basically, endogenous budding is found in case of gamete formations. We know, basically in case of gamete formations, in case of sponge, we see basically there is an internal budding process here, basically, and the arcucide cell presence, and it forms the microphyent. Basically, we found in case of sponge, basically the internal budding, and in external budding we see that in case of basically in case of hydra, what we find now, we find basically they will form the external budding process, which is the budding. We see how do the external budding process is actually proceed. These are growing bud, which become form the another new hydra, and then whenever it is completed, then the isolation process is proceed. So this is the exogenous budding, which is found in case of hydra, and there is the internal budding process, which is found in case of sponge, that is spongia. So this is the questions. Whenever students will read, they should have to read it carefully. Thank you.